this is what my end result was. I've got them both clamped together, cut them down. As you can see, they're the T-metal, two halves of my frame. Front, step down for the body, up for the back end. Got it mocked up a little bit. Hopefully this is where it's going to sit. I'm gone a little different direction. I'll show you how in a couple of minutes here. Decided to go with shackles in the back, which gives me my front axle angle, which leans it on corners, which also self-centers everything as you're going straight. Don't corner very well, but you'll go straight down there. Altered the wheelbase just a little bit on the front. And I'll show you where my second direction went. Decided not to go with the Traxxas transmission in the back and all the stuff because it's so high, you'll see it no matter what. And I want a driveline in the rear end. Do not want to spend the stuff on that expensive motor option that I don't want to buy. But, you know, if I had it, I'd put it in, but I don't have to make other options. So I'll get to that in just a second. And here's that other direction I'm going to go. Here's the frame all finished up for one. Made little tiny brackets for the front of the leaf springs. Went ahead and put the shackles in the rear. And that puts that angle a lot. And by laying that front axle back, it'll self-center itself going straight. That's what I was talking about. The darn thing basically won't turn worth a darn. Tires lean when you turn them. But basically, when you look at it, it self-centers itself, just moving around just a little tiny bit. An old drag racer trick. Anyway, there's the frame, step down. Here's that other direction I was going. This right here is a Rustler, Nitro Rustler actually, transmission. I've stripped all the braking system, everything completely off of it. I've locked up the differential. Decided to try and figure it out. I've got to cut a hole in the frame right there to notch it down in. It will bolt right through right here. Basically sits in here just like this. Clears enough of the frame, clears enough of the dashboard that I can also mount the motor to aluminum plate right here. Now, if you look at the proportion of where that's at, that is right under where the motor is. That'll give me a drive line running from back over here down to a rear end. Standard crawler rear end of any kind. Haven't bought that yet, but the best part about this whole situation is this motor that I got, the Pontiac motor, if you'll notice, these electric motors will fit right inside. The only thing I end up having to do is cutting the oil pan area out so that it can sit right inside of it. The motor will sit right over the top of it. And I just a scoop set it on top of those 6 carburetors. So if that is there, that puts the motor position into the frame at about right there with the motor inside of it. All that's underneath the dash. Actually, the dash fits in, the steering wheel fits in. It fits perfectly underneath there without being seen. So between that and the hidden radio, there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to see, just like any other system. It'll be an aluminum firewall. It goes right through here, covers up this gear, and the dashboard's in here. Motor goes right against it, basically just covers up the engine. And I'll do the same, build headers, hang them off, the whole bit. But here's the other frame, the gasser, and for the roadster. But I'm probably going to do the same with it if this works out. And there is room, amazingly enough. I fit it in here, and there is room inside of one of these cowls for that same system. It could drop that far over the frame and still hit it. So we'll see how it works. I'll keep everybody posted, and we'll go from there. There's the body. I'll sit back on it. I actually notch the front of the body so that the leaf springs stick out front. The body sits down on top of the aluminum frame. Same with the back. The frame sits down on there. And this motor then, the gears, see how that fits underneath the dashboard basically? And the motor will sit about this height. And that's how I end up with that view of basically almost the valve covers coming through the hood. So appreciate you guys watching my video. Like, subscribe, make a comment. What do you think? What color do you think this thing should be? I'm thinking sparkly red, but I haven't come up with a name for this darn thing yet. And I'm going to keep going on this stuff. So if you guys like what you see, subscribe, and we'll see you later, and have a great one. Thanks for watching.